What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, there's always something to talk about. I mean, you know, we don't necessarily have to talk about video games or anything. I would like to branch out in other things. I have other interests. We'll see, but nah, today's about video games. Yeah, seems that Sony, PlayStation, with their, I wouldn't call it infinite wisdom, or I would say lack of creativity. Okay, so it turns out that Aloy, the protagonist, the heroine, if you will, of the Horizon series franchise, is gay, or at least bi-curious. I don't even know, because I haven't seen the cutscene. I don't know the context. I don't know what they were talking about. But in the Forbidden West DLC, I believe that she kisses another lady. I've seen like a screenshot or something. I was like, okay. Now, inherently, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, of course there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, do you see a pattern emerging? I mean, there's already a pattern with PlayStation games, right? It's a sad dad walking simulator, or it's a third-person action adventure, something, story-based game. That's how they do their things, right? But does Aloy, the protagonist, have to be gay, bisexual, whatever? Now, like I said, I don't have a problem with it. Is it part of, like, how does it connect to the story and all that stuff? But my point is, you have Aloy, you have Ellie, you have, I was gonna say Abby, but she's not, she's just masculine. So there's she's not gay. At least, I mean, they haven't said she is yet, maybe she is. There's more, I'm sure there's more, I don't know, you know. But it seems like maybe Sony's a little creatively bankrupt, because the character of Aloy doesn't seem to have enough personality within herself, within her core being, to be interesting. And so in order to create interest for the character that has no interest, oh, she's gay, so now everybody's talking about it, right? I guess. Or bi, whatever. She's polyam, I don't know what she is. I really didn't look into it. I just saw a screenshot and I was like, okay. Maybe she thought she was a dude. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But it creates a, I don't know what Sony's trying to do, basically. It's like, are they trying to cater to a audience that, you know, the LGBTQ plus, I don't know what they keep adding letters. I don't know what the latest iteration of the acronyms are. Sorry. But, you know, I understand representation. Yes. But like the games like Life is Strange perfectly represent, you know, trans, they had the twin sisters, one was trans, one was not. Cis, like whatever you want to call it. I don't like the word cis, but you know, what are you gonna do? But anyway, the fact that Aloy is gay or has gay proclivities is not a problem inherent, but it does illustrate to me that the creative minds over at Gorilla and Sony are lacking a few inspirations, maybe, or they're getting cues from someone who's super woke, who's in power, maybe by the initials of ND, just saying. And I mean, if that's what Sony wants to become, if Sony wants to become the haven for queer, trans, gay, you know, if that's what If that's the thing that they want to do, then say that. It's like, yeah, we're champion that. All our games are gonna be like that or something. I mean, not really, but you know, they do leave the door open for that, which is cool. But I don't. Why is she? Why? You know, if like. Honestly, it probably doesn't serve a purpose in the story. They just said it doesn't matter if she's gay or not. I mean, she could be a dude and then be like, that's the thing, right? They say, oh, we want more women to be in the role, but then you make the woman gay. It's like, wait a second. You're not representing women per se. You're representing a specific type, whether she's gay or bi or whatever, right? So then your not demographic, but the what you're targeting by creating this character narrows down to a specific fine point, instead of saying just female or just keeping it ambiguous. You know, I mean, they did the same thing with Korra in Legend of Korra, but I think they gave her a little bit more character development. You know, you kind of, you see her character, you saw her and all her interactions, and you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. You know, it wasn't a problem because I think she was the first, I'm probably mistaken, but I think she was one of the first gay characters in that show. Meanwhile, Last of Us is like gay, right? I mean, Ellie's gay, right? I mean, listen. This is why it bothers me, is because The Last of Us came out in 2013. It is 2023. 10 years later, when they created Ellie and they created that game, they knew she was gay. I would assume. At least when they did the Left Behind, was it Left Behind with the little girl? That's when they revealed she was gay. And that wasn't soon after, so let's say, less than 10 years. And they're still doing female gay characters. Now, like I said before, I don't have a problem with it, but what about male gay characters? What about, I don't know, queer or non-binary? Let's go there. I mean, if you're gonna represent. And my thing is, like, it feels like they're trying to play both sides, right? They say, okay, we got female protagonists, yay, go woman power. Oh yeah, she's gay. After the fact, when the first Last of Us came out, nobody knew that Ellie was gay. And oh, she's a little cute girl, but she's immune, but she's still a little girl, yay. Then you find out later, oh, she's gay, okay, sure, I still like it, okay. Horizon Forbidden West, did you know? I didn't know. I didn't play the game either, but I didn't know. Horizon Zero Dawn, did you know? I didn't know. I didn't play the game, I didn't know either. And I realized, spoilers, that Aloy is a clone of another lady, I guess the lady who did the Zero, it's crazy, right? So she's a clone. And so I heard some explanation like, oh, she's gay because the person that she was cloned from was gay or something like that. And I was like, okay, sure, but wait, I mean, sure. I don't even know if that's how that works. Like, if you clone Elton John, is the clone gonna be gay? Somebody has to do this experiment. Somebody's doing this experiment. That's just one question. I would assume maybe. That's a dumb. I would assume maybe. I would say, part of it is environment. Because if you're, it is natural. You're born however you're born, right? So, part of me says, probably, yeah, the clone's gonna be gay too, because it's really in the DNA, basically. That's what if you're born straight, why? Because that's what the DNA did. So if you clone someone exactly, I would say the only way, see, that's a question I can't answer. I don't really know. I never really thought about it. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it just feels like Sony and the creatives over at PlayStation are falling into this kind of rote groove of oh, this is what they're looking at, like studies, and they're saying, okay, how do they like gay females better than just hunky males, or they're trying to like do all these checklists off to make the best protagonist, which is, I mean, it's not a bad idea, but at the same time, make a character that people like. It will not matter if they are gay or straight or nothing. It would if you make a character that people will like the character. You know, how many, for instance, Prince, rest in peace. Prince was a great artist. He was one of the best artists, let's just say. This is more than great. Phenomenal artist in many ways. His artistic ability transcended his sexuality, and he himself kind of transcended his sexuality. He was definitely bisexual. Well, you know what? I can't say that. He did like the women's, but I don't know. You know, he dressed up. He had the high heels. He was short. You know, what's up? He had the booty crack out. Well, not the booty crack, the cheeks. He had the cheeks out. You know, he had his hair. He's wearing blouses and stuff. I was like, what's up with Chris? Wow. What's up with Prince? And I didn't pay no mind because I was like, yo, man, put on Purple Rain again. Put on Darling Nikki again. Let's go. So it doesn't matter. If people like you, it will not matter your sexual preferences, as long as you're a good person, you know, you're not an evil person. Doesn't matter to most people. Like, to me, of course it doesn't matter. But, you know, some people are, you know, Bible Belt heavy. They like to thumb through that book. It says it right here that you were going to hell or something. I don't know. Wherever, Hades. You know, it's foolish stuff like that. That makes me wonder. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Like, what's the deal with Sony making these characters that are less than and then trying to make them a little bit more than? A little bit more. My bad. A little bit more than, in order to, I don't know, add some spice to them. I don't know. Do you think it's like, I don't know. It just feels weird, right? But then, you know, you look at Microsoft's side, like, what characters do they have that are like, ooh, they don't really have that. I mean, Master Chief is a stoic blank man. Cortana's something, but she's whatever. There's multiple Cortanas now, so it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. You think Sony is creatively bankrupt, or you think they need to up their writing game? You know, make some characters that are more likable, more compelling, so that, like I said before, sexual orientation should not matter in a game. I understand representation, but we're talking about a game about the post-apocalyptic. Unless she needs to procreate, and then that becomes a story element where it's like, I'm gay, but I'll have sex with you in order to make babies because we need to make more humans. That's interesting. That's something that's like, oh, that's kind of, oof. That's more like, oh, okay, well, she's doing it because they have to make babies so the humans can survive. But even though she don't like it, or maybe she turns, which is weird. It's a weird thing to say. Or maybe she realizes, oh, I kind of like both. Or maybe she does like both, but they're not telling us that. All these questions need to be answered. Sony, Gorilla, Herman Holtz, even though you're not Gorilla anymore, that's still your team. Anyway, appreciate y'all. And I'll see you on the next one. To the wait.